Climate change, do you think that Brexit might make it a little bit harder now with England out?
It depends entirely on what arrangement is made. This is a very complicated divorce because the Brits do not want to announce what's called Article 50 announcement that they're leaving, because then the 2-year timetable begins to trigger. And they're afraid that they could sit there for 2 years, be negotiating, and at the end of the negotiation, there isn't a deal, and they're stuck. Now, they're told by our friends in Europe, you don't have to worry. We want you to do as well as possible. We need you, and they do, and I think it's true. But there's no element of trust sufficient there for them to start the process. If they don't start the process, then there's uncertainty in the marketplace and uncertainty in Europe, and a whole lot of people get angrier and angrier. And then you have the potential of people taking out, saying, well, we're not going to give them that because they didn't help us at all when we needed it. Mm-hmm. And you get into this tit for tat. So the whole thing, really depends on the wisdom and calmness and vision with which people come to the table to try to cut the deal by which they will, quote, be out, but there'll be a market and they'll have rules that work for everybody, or they don't decide to get out. I don't know what's going to happen.
Wait, follow up on that. How could they not decide to get out? Because Christine Lagarde mentions that. A lot of people mentioned it here.
There's a lot of talk in England today of having another vote. And Cameron said it won't happen, certainly not for about a year or so, whatever, but a year, that's within a 2-year period. Yeah. So who knows? I can't sit here and tell you that I know what is going to happen.
So Prime Minister Cameron yesterday, when you talked to him at Downing Street, I guess, indicated he won't invoke Article 50, right?
He believes that he won't because he feels powerless, and I think this is a fair conclusion, to go out and start negotiating something that he doesn't believe in, and that he has no idea how he would do it. And by the way, nor do most of the people who voted to do it.
So what other ways are there for them to walk this cat back, since the sovereignty is still in Parliament?
I think there are a number of ways. I don't, as Secretary of State, want to throw them out today. I think that'd be a mistake.
Okay.
But there are a number of ways.
Good. You were talking, too, about whether there might be some fallout of Brexit when you go to Warsaw with the NATO ministers. Do you think Brexit and the threat of Brexit, since we don't know if it's going to happen, will strengthen NATO or might weaken it?
No, I think it will strengthen NATO. Mm-hmm. David Cameron and Britain have met their 2% of GDP allocation to NATO. They will stick with that. They have declared that they intend to be front and center and fully participatory. We have 4 framework countries that are going to be taking on a reassurance training program for frontline states. And we, the United States, will be doing it in Poland, and the Brits and Canada and one other country, I forget which, are going to be doing...
Sorry?
Germany, thank you very much.
The ambassador from Germany, Peter Wittig, speaks up. He actually knew the answer, but he wanted you to help him.
Vielen Dank, Deutschland. We are very grateful, and Germany is which is very, very important, and the 4 of us are going to be trained. So NATO is going to be stronger. I don't have any question about it. NATO is taking on a stronger southern mission, a stronger mission dealing with migration out of Greece. It may even take on additional mission with respect to Libya. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm very confident that NATO is going to be strengthened coming out of this, and I think everybody will bend over backwards in Warsaw to make sure that's clear.